Good morning, folks. Here we have a comparison between a Goldstream winch, which is this one here, and a Jayco winch. As you can see, there's a little bit of difference in size. The Jayco winch, the teeth are fairly narrow, whereas the Goldstream one are probably they're probably twice as large. The shaft and so on is in exactly the same spot. It might be a little bit towards the centre of the van by a few, maybe 10, 15, 20 mils at the most, but they're pretty close. Footprint is very, very similar. The front left one of the Goldstream one is a little bit hard to get to, so what I'm trying to say is if there's anyone out there who would like to swap out their Jayco for a Goldstream one, it wouldn't be too difficult. The other thing about it is that because it's got a extra pulley, instead of going straight to the collector for the 4 wires, it goes through a pulley and then back to the winch. It actually halves the amount of effort. Yeah, believe it or not. So it's not as hard to wind up as a Jayco. I've got to refit a winch into a client's penguin. I think it's penguin. Pretty sure it's penguin. Anyway, Kate's down at Bendigo. And I was going to replace it with a Jayco one, and then I thought, well, let's have a pretty good look at the comparison to the Goldstream one, which is substantially better. And you can actually pull it apart and change the brakes. Brake sections here. You can see this has two brake pads, whereas this one only has one. It hasn't got one on the other side. And how do you get it out to change it? I have no idea. I mean, I'm pretty clever, but I'm not that clever. I can't seem to see in there far enough to see what's in there. There must be some sort of thing to undo this to pull it out, but I just cannot work it out. The Goldstream, however, the brake being, instead of being on the inside, is on the outside, so it's easy to get to. And it's basically, this is held to the shaft by a roll pin. This little roll pin goes in there and taps in, so it's easy to get in and out. And then it's basically just a matter of undoing this. Sorry about that, I had to put the phone down while I loosened a bit. So you undo this, and it comes clean off the front. I'll put that in here to hold it. Anyway, there we go, that comes straight off, and then you can actually pull the brake shoes off, and there's the clicker, the ratchet, and there's the other brake shoe. So how easy is that? Pretty damn easy, I reckon. And I have actually seen someone offering these up. I'm pretty sure it might have been on the Goldstream page, I can't quite remember. Offering these up. And you can use a worn down disc grinder of a 5-inch disc grinder. Whether you go the 1 inch or the, I think it's 2.5, I can't remember now, the other size. But these things pretty much never need replacing. I mean, these are in pretty good condition. This would come out of a 2007 Goldstream Crown, which I did a jacker update and lifting arms update last week. So these things are just going begging. I've got quite a few of these. So if anyone would like to upgrade to a fair income winch instead of the standard Jayco, which works fine, don't get me wrong, but having having a double there makes it a lot easier to winch up. So if you don't want to, or haven't got the funds to go to a Jayco, which is the ultimate, of course, but we won't go into that right now. People know my views on the Jayco systems. They are good, but then again, I do install them, so, you know, whatever. If anyone wants to upgrade to one of these, let me know. Cost-wise, look, I don't know. How does 200 sound? I don't know. 200 plus postage. And I sent a Jayco remount one to a Coromel owner in Perth recently, and it cost about $50 to send it. So, you know, it's going to cost around about $50 to send. So it's not too bad, I suppose, in this day and age. But anyway, if you're interested, let me know and we'll chat. I've probably got, I don't know, 4 or 5 of those maybe left over from Jayco installs over the last few years, and they all seem in pretty good nick. Anyway, thanks for watching. Cheers.